I know we're live, but am I blinking? I need to be blinking. Okay? I need to be blinking because I refuse. I'm your host, by the way, BKP. I refuse to let anything mess up the Christmas spirit. Now, we're live, Circuit World, running a little behind. You out there deserve a quick explanation. Let
me give it to him.
Okay, sure.
Something got in all these wires and stuff, and it didn't work. And then Josh couldn't make it work. And they were calling these people, and they were calling back, and they were talking about computer stuff, which I don't understand. And BKP went out to the car, and he got in his trunk, and he got a new old style, what do you call it? Yeah, the old school camera. And then he got around and he hooked up all these wires. I've thought all this time that he needed this infrastructure, and if push came to shove and it was the end of the world, he could do it by himself.
Oh, thank you. That was a great explanation. Thank you. By the way, this would be Dr. Whaley. Thank you.
You're good. That's exactly what happened. I mean, you're going to tell him a bunch of technical stuff, right?
So, but I didn't get to do all, I was going to sing my opening like, it's a Merry Christmas, but I'm going to move right along.
No, go ahead.
No,
go right ahead.
No, I've got, by the way, our box, how many names we got there? Like 1,700? 1,700. 2 weeks ago, Circuit World's been blasting it out. We've been blasting it out. You have been sharing it. A couple weeks ago, we told you that you would have your choice of this 43-inch TV, which if I would win, I would take the TV myself personally, okay, or an Xbox. And that's going to happen at the end of the show.
What's an Xbox?
You play those video games.
Yeah, see, that's way past my technical. That's past your technical.
No. Well, that
causes... you proved it was not past your technical. I'll
have to say this. What it really is it causes future thumb problems. So
carpal tunnel.
Yeah, right. Future thumb problems. Okay, I'm your host, BKP. We're Circuit World. We're not going to, absolutely not going to let a little delay mess up our Christmas spirit. Josh, we running okay? I know we're jumping around here. But we got it back. Rick is here. Dr. Whaley is here. Candace is here. Everybody, we got something special today because what I did is I called everybody. And I said, tomorrow, and I do not know any of the stories. I said, tomorrow I want you to share your favorite Christmas story with a kid, family, whatever it may be. Just a Christmas story.
Experience. Personal experience. Okay. All right, you ready?
No. First of all, your tie.
Yeah.
You do know what that is. That's a bumble.
No, I have no idea.
Actually. Yeah, it's a bumble. Bumbles bounce.
What's a bumble?
It's
a Christmas tie. I know that. Somebody gave it to me. Somebody gave it to me a couple of days ago, and I had no idea what it was, but I was wearing another tie. It says, that's not seasonal, so I put it on. There it is.
I think it also says naughty.
Yeah, I'll bet it came from Rose's or Walmart or somewhere.
But let's not gloss over it says naughty.
It's not silk. Yeah, naughty but nice.
Oh, naughty but nice.
Yes,
got it.
Okay.
Dr. Whaley?
All right, I'm going to tell you, I have a lot of great Christmas memories. I can remember during World War II, my dad coming home, and I've got 4 children and 7 grandchildren, but I was thinking about kind of an unusual and semi-pleasant experience. It's December the 24th, Christmas Eve and Christmas Day of 1968. 1968, I was in Vietnam. I was on a ship called the USS Dale. We were 17 kilometers off the coast of Haiphong Harbor. What happened on that day, and about a week before, the Chinese had exploded not supposed to do that. A week before, the Chinese has exploded a atomic bomb test, and there was a 24-hour stand down for Christmas to start at midnight on Christmas Eve and at midnight on Christmas Day. And this was just 3 weeks before Tet, so things were going crazy. And we're out there in the middle of the Tonkin Gulf, and Phyllis Diller is on a aircraft carrier, Bob Hope, and they were giving a Christmas show on television. So Phyllis Diller is going to come and come out to our ship and get lowered down on a wire like you see in
What year is this?
1968.
All right.
December 24th, 1968.
Now, a lot of you out there don't know Phyllis Diller, but a lot of us here
come
do.
on. Oh, my gosh.
No, maybe it's not a lot.
Oh.
Not a lot.
Well, they know Bob Hope, though.
Bob Hope, yeah.
And so, anyway, Bob Hope and Phyllis Diller.
Now,
right?
I know, well, what I was saying is we know Phyllis
Okay,
Diller.
all right. So, anyway, the weather is horrible. And we have a long story that we're not thinking that we can shut that thing off. That it's going to happen, and then all of a sudden, out of these big clouds, this CH-53, what's called the Big Mother helicopter, comes, and it's obviously not going to be able to lower anybody, and it makes a big circle of the ship there, and they've got a chief petty officer in the Navy wearing a Christmas beard, like in a little red hat, and you can see he's got a red jacket over his flight jacket, and he's got a big chain around him where he can stand out on the runners and wave and everything. And I'd be damned if there isn't little Phyllis Diller, what, she's 60-something years old at the time, couldn't weigh 100 pounds soaking wet, right? And they've got a harness on Phyllis Diller like you would see in old movies, and she is on a wire just like this guy, and she crawls out on the runner of that helicopter like that, and they come down to maybe 50 feet around, and she made a couple big circles of the ship there, and they were playing Christmas music out of that helicopter, and she was waving to everybody. You've never seen many more people excited in their life to see that little woman out there doing that. And then that night we had you can't have alcohol aboard ship, but we had baked Alaska, and they poured a few of the brandies you have when you pull somebody out of the water on it and lit it. So that was my kind of unusual Christmas memory, was Phyllis Diller.
1960, Phyllis Diller.
Yeah, 28 days later, the Tet Offensive started.
Now she did a lot of. Is it USO? Is that? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
She did a lot of USO.
Well, she did it every year.
Yes.
Everybody thanks Bob Hope.
Right.
Bob Hope did it for 40 years. I mean,
Right.
He started in World War II, but she probably did 30 or 40 herself. And then Raquel Welch, and some of these people were really devoted to that thing.
1968.
1968. It's December 24th, 1967. 68 is
Right.
New Year's Day.
Right. So it's 1967.
Yeah.
You're on the ship.
Yep.
December 24th, and Phyllis Diller.
Yeah, and the war's going on crazy. I mean, they're bombing and strafing and shooting and everything. Christmas Eve, all day Christmas Eve, midnight Christmas Eve, the stand down starts. So it's morning of Christmas morning when all this occurs, and then midnight on Christmas night, things all over with. Start bombing again. But there was a 24-hour period there where we didn't do anything except watch Phyllis Diller, and I think we watched that dance in that Christmas movie, and then we had our baked Alaska.
Well, I asked everybody, and I thank you very much for starting the day off. That is a great way to start the morning off. This is our Christmas program here. This is Ask the Doc from Georgia Cancer Specialist, affiliated with Northside Hospital. I don't have my computer out. I didn't have time, so I'm trying to do it from memory. But now I don't have questions.
Well, we do. We got two questions, and I'm going to take the second one first because it's actually an important question. I know that it was asked with sincerity, and it bothers me a little bit that the person asked the question. So the second question says, as a young female, now I don't know whether that means in her teens or it means in her 20s, but obviously young, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I am in remission and well for 5 years, and I recently married. So I think in late adolescence she may have had a malignancy. What are your recommendations for future pregnancy management for cancer survivors? Now that's a really good question. I've got all kinds of graphics that we didn't have a chance to get to, but basically I don't know of a cancer center. I don't know how long back this goes, but I would say, she says 5 years she's been free. for at least the last 5 to 7 years, large cancer centers with every single new cancer patient is required to have fertility discussions before beginning treatment. And so literally yesterday I was starting a 73-year-old on treatment, and I said, I'm going to tell you that you have to use 2 forms of contraception if you're having sex with a female who can be of childbearing age. And the guy just laughed at me. But it's not really funny because were you at that? I know that Rick was at that cancer benefit over at Blue Jeans, where they pointed out that almost 20 years ago, I'd had a 17-year-old boy that was going to go undergo lymphoma treatment that had a high chance, not 100% chance, of making him sterile. And he didn't have any money, and when I got to a fertility clinic in Atlanta to freeze his sperm for him, and then the local Fannin County Cancer Support Group paid the yearly fee on it, and he's had 2 kids. So I mean, that's something that should have been done a long time ago. So I would say, one, you immediately need to go back to the cancer center, or come see me. I'll be happy to refer you. And then we have a whole fertility, sexuality, survivorship program that is around helping you figure out about parenting and the fertility issues. And so I've got tons of stuff here we could go into, and I'm not going to do it. In the interest of time and Christmas, how's that?
All right. I was trying to pay attention, but Candace has played a good trick on me. We won't call it a dirty trick because it's Christmas. But Candace knows I have trouble paying attention, and she gave me these lights, and they're blinking. So I'm trying to pay attention, and I got lights blinking too. So we'll call it a good one, because everything today is Christmas.
You're not going to have a seizure, are you?
No, but I'm trying to pay attention, and I'm blinking. I'm
flashing lights will give you a seizure.
No, the sad thing is that my memory is so short that I forgot I had something around my neck. I'm like, what's blinking?
Well,
that's me.
I got a joke
what's
about
blinking?
the short memory. Okay,
me.
all right.
All right, go ahead.
In the interest of time, the other one, the other question, and it's easy, but it's not. I've been sick for several days. I went to the doctor. I got a steroid shot and a cough liquid for nighttime. However, when I lay down, I cannot seem to stop coughing, even after taking the nighttime cough medicine prescribed. Is there anything else I can do to stop coughing at night so I can actually sleep? And the funny answer would be yes, tear pages off the calendar for the next 21 days, and it will probably get better. But I've got, once again, I've got many graphics we're not going to show. But first, all of the cough medicines, even the prescription cough medicines that contain hydrocodone, are not very effective in suppressing pathological cough when you've got real bad bronchiolitis or an infection and we're assuming this is infection. Those of us old enough to remember Phyllis Diller remember Paragaric that you used to sign out of the pharmacy, and cough medicines with codeine. Used to be like Robitussin AC, Robitussin with codeine. Well, the tree huggers got the codeine out of the over-the-counter drugs 30 years ago, and codeine is not an abusable drug, really. It's a great drug for diarrhea, and it's a great drug for cough. And codeine is not in any of the prescription drugs for cough. So some of our older doctors, for Dr. Bernstein, for example, who's 70 years old, recently retired, had a really bad cough here a few weeks ago. He says, "Hey doc, call me in some codeine plain for cough." Well, I did that, and twice in the last 2 weeks I've done it, and the pharmacies don't even have codeine in the pharmacy. They got to order it. Some poor guy's coughing and be there in 3 days. So anyway, nighttime cough medicine's not supposed to work. So here are the eight things that you can do in addition to take your medicine, except tincture of time. Stay hydrated.
Okay.
Cut plenty of fluids, because when you're sick, you're coughing away. Hot drinks, and I hate to say it, but those cough things with menthol and all in there sort of soothe the throat. They don't suppress the cough, but it makes that a little bit easier. Take a hot, steamy shower, get a humidifier, get irritants out of the air, because you know, if you got a puppy or a cat or something that you don't have any problem with, it might increase that during the period of time that you've got the cough. And then it says find out what's causing the cough, and we already know that they went to the doctor and they got some kind of infection. So that's enough of that. There's a bunch of other things, but that'll answer that question.
We want to thank Georgia Cancer Specialist affiliated with Northside Hospital for this segment. Now, this is our last one of the year. Next Friday, we will be at the Fandon Park and Rec with basketball. So I want to say to you from FetcherNews.com and Good Morning here from Circuit World, thank you very much. I enjoy every single Friday. I enjoy reading the questions and trying to pay attention to the answers.
Well, I do it too.
I'm going to say this now. I want to say this very sincerely to you as a good friend. I always feel like I'm getting ready for a test.
Well, I'm getting ready for a test.
I always feel like I could actually maybe take the test. I'm always worried there'll be an essay question at the end. That was my weak point. But I can't say enough of how much I appreciate you, and we appreciate you, and we enjoy you being here every week. Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you this. You have amazing stories. You just do. I mean, in my life, if I had to say 5 people, okay, and I just think out loud, if I had to say 5 people that I can just sit and listen to amazing stories, you're in the top 5 in my life.
Well, I appreciate that.
I really, now you do know you have hockey sticks you owe me stories on, right?
Stories.
Okay, anyhow, just so you know. But I was able to see a picture of you, Chris Christopherson. Okay, can I tell this?
Yeah, go right ahead.
You, Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, and Waylon Jennings.
Yeah.
And I have a question.
Yes.
Have you met Merle Haggard?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
That's how you make it official, because if you're going to have Chris Christopherson, and you're going to have Johnny Cash, and you're going to have Waylon Jennings, and Willie Nelson, you had to have Merle Haggard in there.
I've got Paycheck and
I saw
David Allen Coe and
I was able to
Hank
see
Williams Jr.
and
Randy Travis,
but
and Gary Morris. You saw all those, and you saw Roy Rogers.
Yes, Roy Rogers.
You saw
right.
Crystal Gale.
Crystal Gale, yes, I did.
Yeah, okay.
Now, was in the one picture, is that Waylon's wife with him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Waylon. Is it Jessi?
Yeah, Jessi.
Yeah.
Jessi was a very good friend of Jane, who's on here with you most days, but not today. Well, Jessi was a good friend of Jane's.
Yeah.
I got some great pictures of them on the beach with big old hats on and everything.
Oh, we should show those on a Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we got to do the news thing because
we got to get to that. But I just wanted to say thank you.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. Merry Christmas.
All right, listen, and I got back up on my soapbox, but I'm not standing up. This is going to be great. This came off the wire December the 20th. That's last night.
Yep.
Now, these are the top things in the news. I just want you to listen to number 1. 6 months of walking may boost the aging brain. The effect of walking is equivalent to shaving 9 years from brain age. Well, wait a minute, what we're talking about? All right, now, stress keeps 1 in 3 Americans up at night, and not enough sleep or stress is risk for obesity and decreased mental functioning, dementia, heart disease, and diabetes. And the way you get the more sleep is you go to bed earlier, but you also exercise. Then they tell you about avocado and a couple of food recalls. Then the next one says exercise may be as helpful as blood pressure medication in the treatment of high blood pressure. And then 1 in 4 people over 25 will be hit by a stroke, which you could diminish by 40% by regular exercise. So of the top 6 news items yesterday out of 300, 2 were on food recalls, and the other 4 are all about walk an hour a day, 5 days a week. I'm off my soapbox.
Okay, thank you for that.
You enjoyed that, right?
Yeah, I enjoyed
I got to plug
I
away.
enjoyed that. Now, Jane is headed down to the airport to pick up her
You got to
your
pick up her
mother-in-law,
mom, right? Yeah, on her way to get to the airport.
She's from Plano, Texas.
Plano, Texas. And she's 91 years old. Or
Yeah, you know what?
something?
I was setting up. I got to tell this. I was setting up one morning at Sycamore Crossing. I had never met your mother-in-law before. Okay. So I'm setting up at Sycamore Crossing. It's a couple years ago, and I'm rushing around, and she comes and she sits in a chair, and she's sitting there, and she said, "Well, I'm Jane's mother," and I said, "Well, it's great to meet you." And she said, "I'm from Plano, Texas," and I said, "I'm from Plano Cherry Log." I wasn't even thinking about Plano. I said, "Where are you from?" She said, "Plano, Texas." I kept wrapping up. I said, "I'm from Plano Cherry Log." So, Merry Christmas.
And don't they look alike?
Oh, gosh, yes.
Awful,
and she's a wonderful lady.
Yeah,
she is.
Yeah.
You and everybody have a Merry Christmas. Thank you for that great story. 1967. Where are you going to get stories like this? And we got so many more. 1967, Phyllis Diller on the ship USO. Great. Thank you very much.
All right.
We're going to be back right after this with the All-Star Political Panel. Is Bruce gone on baby watch? So Bruce is not here, Jane's not here, but we're gonna carry this puppy right through. We got it. Okay. Hey, 1,700 names. We'll talk about that in a minute. Take us a break, Josh.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey folks, I'm your host BKP. We are at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, and it's time for the All-Star Political Panel. And Merry Christmas to everybody. Bruce is on baby watch, so they're getting a baby for Christmas.
I think they're gonna,
new grandchild. So good for him.
He sent me his winners and losers late last night.
I had a talk with him. I don't remember us saying that he could send a proxy. I asked him. I said, Bruce, did we agree that you could send a winner and loser? But yes, you will have his year-end winner and loser. So Bruce and Barb, Merry Christmas to you guys out there. And I know you're headed to Baton Rouge to see the new grandbaby. So that's a great Christmas gift. Jane is headed down to Atlanta. I do not want to go to the airport in Atlanta and pick somebody up, but our friend Jane is on her way to pick up her mother, so she couldn't be here. But Candace has her Charlie Brown Christmas, because we are proud of Charlie Brown, and we always love when Linus tells the Christmas story, whether the media likes it or not. And Snoopy there, and Rick.
I just wore colors. I wore my colors today.
Bring in the
colors.
colors. Okay.
Right.
You know, Melania did the White House in red, and she can't. I mean, you know, Melania couldn't get it. I don't know if you're going to be able to pull it off.
I think I might.
Huh?
I blend with the box. Yeah, like you blend.
Yeah, like you blend. Oh, wait a minute. Marissa Torme, My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yeah.
Don't even try.
Yeah,
like you blend.
like you
The
blend.
two Utes were walking in.
To what?
What's a Ute?
To what?
I'm sorry.
Then he when he got the prom suit. It's the only one in town because you don't have 1 hour Martin. I don't remember all the lines, but that was great.
And I wore this for you.
For you. Folks, there's 1,700 names in this box.
And we counted them this morning.
Yes, we did. We had them out. It's like how many M&Ms are in the jar? 1,700 names. A couple weeks ago, they decided they were going to give away your choice of a 43-inch TV. Now, when you say your choice, my choice would be the TV, period. All right, I would have the TV because this is awesome. This is I don't know what kind it is. But
it's an LG.
It's an LG. All right, it's LG. 43-inch TV or an Xbox, your choice. And that's at 10 o'clock on the dot. On the dot. We're going to pull it out of the box here. Maybe our pet of the week can pull it out. I don't know, pet of the year. But we're going to pull it out of the box. Now, you know what he was going to do? And I thought it would have been hilarious. And he was going to set me up. He was going to bring a box over with the only thing in it, my name. And they were going to have somebody pull it and be my name. And they weren't going to tell me, and then they were going to have them say, "Oh, I can't be the winner," and put it aside, pull another one and be my name, and say, "Oh, this thing's rigged." So we got 1,700. You did like and share, so that's going to happen. Okay, so according to MSNBC, the world has collapsed. So until we get back, we're going to enjoy today to the world that has collapsed. Let's start with
the day the earth stood still.
The day the earth stood still.
The day after tomorrow.
Let's start with, okay. Put it in your perspective. Kelly. Now, there was a time, I know the three of us, we never really discussed it, but we discussed John Kelly as a well-respected man that's served his country, and he has give the ultimate sacrifice not only of himself but his son in this country. So John Kelly is leaving as chief of staff. Let me just set the scenario up and you guys go. He's leaving as chief of staff. Jim Mattis, after the Syrian pullout announcement, Mad Dog Jim Mattis, Secretary of Defense, will be leaving February 28th, the last day of February. His resignation letter is pretty tough. Pretty tough resignation letter. Okay, that's happened. Trump has no chief of staff. The new chief of staff, Mick Mulvaney, doesn't even like him. Okay. I mean, they played the clip. I say that jokingly, being facetious, but your chief of staff says you're a horrible person because it is on video. Mick Mulvaney said in a campaign thing, Donald Trump was a horrible human being. It's on video, like we do. So that's your chief of staff. Everybody except Rand Paul and Mike Pompeo, maybe somebody else, but for the most part, a lot of people are upset with the Syrian move. They are. The fact of whether it's right or wrong, but a lot of people are upset with that move and the way it was done and, claiming there'll be a vacuum and so on and so forth. Stock market is tanking. Those are realities. The stock market is tanking. What say you about where this administration's at? What do you think about all of those things individually? Now, we'll get to the shutdown in a minute. What do you think about all of those things individually, together, the administration? Go.
Okay. Number one, John Kelly has served 2 years, and I would imagine he is burnt out because from what everyone says, the president is a 24-hour kind of guy practically. Most people can't keep up with that. So I think that, both him and Jim Mattis, now I realize Jim Mattis disagrees with the president on stuff, but he's also served 2 years, and I think they're just burnt out, and you can't agree with everybody, and if it's to the point that it disrupts your job performance, then you need to go. That's their prerogative. The only one that stayed with him that long is Kellyanne Conway, and she looks exhausted all the time. As far as the Syrian pullout, now I was talking to my husband, he served in Vietnam and Grenada and Panama. The Turkish people are going in there, and I think that's one of the reasons that Trump is pulling out the troops. The Turkish people in Vietnam, their policy was scorched earth. If they came through, they killed everybody, their puppy dog, their chicken, everything. So there's a good chance that they might be pulling our people out of harm's way because of policy differences. Also, what's down there is 2 Ranger battalions. Those are your brightest and your best out of the Army, except for the Green Berets and maybe Delta Force, but those are your highly, highly expensively trained people. They need to come out. If you're going to have ground troops, it would be better to have maybe average ground troops or regular troops, because those are our Ranger battalions, and they're very highly trained and expensive, and it would cost us a lot to lose them. And also, Dave Barry said it best about the Middle East. He said if the world was completely destroyed and 2 amoebas were left in the Middle East, they would violently hate each other and try to kill each other. So it's really a fight we can't win over there. I honestly think there's some ulterior motive for him doing that. I don't know what that might be. But I don't think we need to be anywhere in the Middle East right now, because, as I said, we can't resolve their problems. We get them all, okay, you over here, y'all good? Okay, and then next thing you know, they're fighting again, and I just don't, it's a never-ending story. And I don't...
Well, you know, all right, let me get your take.
Trump ran on the fact that we're not going to be policemen to the Middle East anymore.
And I agree.
He ran on the fact that he was going to withdraw the troops. He's got a full staff that he looks to. They give him advice. He takes the advice, and he makes a decision based on everything that he hears. Whether he communicated it properly or not is not a problem to me. The fact is, we elected the president to be our commander-in-chief. And we've got to stand by his decision, and we've got to assume that he knows what he's doing, and the fact that he, all along for the last 2 years, has been playing chess while everybody's playing checkers. I believe that he's got, like you said, some kind of a motive, some kind of an ulterior motive. Make America first, make America first, make America great again. It's about bringing it home here. Now, the stock market, I don't know what's going to happen today. You've got everybody worrying about defense stocks, because if we're all of a sudden pulling out, you know, are we going to be able to sell more bullets? It's just crazy what the stock market's doing. You can hear every economist in the world saying we're overreacting to something that hasn't even happened yet. So,
but you have Jerome Powell, the Fed. They've raised interest rates 4 times this year, and already looking at 2 rate increases for next year, and that spooks. But the only way it really spooks the market.
Yep.
We'll use that, and
that's kind of a vindictive move on their part, because they didn't raise them at all in the last administration, for he who shall be nameless, and they're trying to tank the economy. That's what they're trying to do.
All right, let me ask you a question. So here's what I want to do, and those of you who know me Monday through Thursday, you watch the show. When I get the panel on here, I like to come from a different direction so they can elaborate on what they feel. What if I came to you and I said, you know what, I watch every day, and I don't agree because, I mean, MSNBC and CNN are opening up their hourly broadcast with crisis, a nation in crisis, a nation in disarray, I mean, from shutdown, this, that, and the other thing. But what if, I just asked the two of you, what say you? What if I came back and said, I think both of you just your answers were running cover for Donald Trump? What if I said, I mean, really, you have no concern for anything taking place right now, and you sound like the 37% that no matter, you know, Donald Trump, and let me say this and then you guys answer. Donald Trump said one time, not to quote him, he could walk out and shoot somebody and, you know, people would still vote for him, okay? So you've got Michael Cohen convicted. You've got what taking place with General Flynn, the 2 generals leaving, as I said a minute ago. And in your answers, what if I said, you know, it sounds like you're running cover for him. You have no concerns or minimal concerns, or what issue out of all that you stop and think, okay, but, I'm a little bit, is there anything?
Well, first of all, I think Rush Limbaugh said it this week that, the people that like Donald Trump are going to like him no matter what. Now, I'm not running cover for him, but I'm standing by him because he does have to make his decisions. The stock market is an artificial mark of what's going on. I'm really rich, and I'll pull my money in and out and in and out and in and out to make it do what I want to do. And I'm not the only one. There's a group of them. They did it in 87. They did it in 90. I think it was 93. They play the stock market, and they play people like us who have minute, according to their amounts that they have in. We have minute amounts. And we're the ones that get hurt when the stock market goes up and down. And, of course, they don't care, but they play that. And I just don't see that it's a big deal because, like I say, the people that really hate Donald Trump are these people with this kind of extreme cash, like George Soros. If he pulled all of his money out of the stock market, it'd go, it'd tank. And so I don't really see that as anything but a false indicator.
If I don't support the president, then I'm a hypocrite because I think this is our last shot.
I agree with you.
This is our last shot. We've got a guy in there that is willing to take a bullet for the country, literally and figuratively. And this guy realizes that we're up against a deep state. And the deep state is working 24/7 right now.
So you think the deep state right now is just really ratcheted it up?
Absolutely.
The
you
plan.
You knew they were going to. You said it right there on the couch.
Right.
They're going to, you ain't seen nothing yet. And
I said last Friday here.
Yeah.
I said
The games begin.
I said right here. Now, I'm not trying to. You see, I'm an optimistic person. I get up in the morning,
really.
and I'm an optimistic person. I mean, you can look at the model of our company. We believe we're growing leaps and bounds because we have a focus and we have a vision and all that. When it comes to the country, I did not want to sound last week, and some of our viewers, it came across that way. And sometimes I say I don't know exactly how things play on the camera, but I don't want to be bleak. I don't want to be bleak. I don't want to sound down and say, oh, well, we just don't have no hope. But last week I said, Bruce said something like, he'll see it when he believes it, and I said, you haven't seen nothing yet. And this week, they've ratcheted it up. I'm going to say the one thing out of the whole list, and we'll move on because we still have a lot to talk about, but the one thing out of the whole list is pulling out Syria. Now, those of you at home know during the week I'll tell you I don't try to pretend to play a foreign policy advisor or expert, okay, although a lot of people around tables do, but I don't plan to play one. My only thing is if a president of the United States comes out and he calls her Pocahontas on Twitter, I love it. I don't care, okay?
Right.
But if, it's a big if he goes on Twitter and he says, we're pulling our troops out of Syria, unbeknownst to some people that should have known first, I'm a little iffy on that, if he does that, all right? Because I support the president. I told you yesterday on the phone, the only thing with the Syrian thing, because I've said on my show Monday through Friday, I don't know if I've said on Friday, I don't know why we're in Afghanistan. We've been there 17 years. I don't know why.
Ridiculous.
Right? I agree.
Anything.
I agree 100%. The Russians tried it 9 years or something, and they went home, or 12 years or something, they went home.
Mm.
Okay, so I understand that. But on the Syrian pullout, it's like I told you on the phone, I just wish, when they say act presidential, I just wish he'd have went to a podium at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and had Pompeo in the picture, had the mustache Bolton, had Kelly and Mattis, and had the four of them and said, I've decided we're pulling out, and have that look of support. And I will say this, he is commander-in-chief. I understand that, respect that. But
so you don't have a problem with the decision. What you have a problem with is the optics of how it was presented.
Optics, yes. A little nervous about going alone because the feeling is he going it alone. The little feeling of going it alone. Let me tell you, I support Donald Trump, people. All right, but I'm not going to do things to a fault. I'm not going to follow like over the mountain. And not that he's trying to take me over a cliff. The optics. Yes, I got a little problem with the optics, okay? The going it alone kind of, selling it going it alone, makes me a little nervous. And is there going to be a vacuum like Iraq?
So you're concerned.
So I would just
that
like to
ISIS,
hear.
ISIS is going to be back.
I just like to hear all the
you
facts.
remember what Trump came out with? He
Yes.
said, "I've amassed the most powerful army in the world. ISIS will not be back because if they threaten us, I'll take them out immediately."
I agree with you.
They're saying ISIS is coming back
of it this.
just like it happened when there was a vacuum created by Obama.
There's a
It ain't
time
gonna
I don't
happen.
need. There's a time I don't need to know everything.
Right.
I just like to know just a little bit, and I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But when you say Trump says we have the most power, I have to break it to you out there. Trump won't always be president.
See, that's the thing. That's what there's 2 points. Number one, he's got probably feels alone 98.75% of the time. So he makes his decisions based on his own counsel in a lot of ways. Number two, he knows everybody's gunning for him these last 2 years. He's got a lot to do. And what the heck? They don't like me anyway? Go for it. So I think that's his new strategy.
I'm not against. Did I help me out here? Clear if I came across, I'm not against really the move. I just said there's something. If he went it alone.
Do you remember General Schwarzkopf? He'd say, "Okay, boys, we're going right." And really, they were over this way going left. It was a strategic point using the media. Because he did use the media because they wouldn't shut their doggone mouths. He'd say, "Yeah, we're all going right." And then he'd send them the other way because they wouldn't shut up.
I'm open to that.
You don't know.
I don't know why. You're right. I don't know why. And I'm not upset with him that he is. And I'm not upset with him. I'm not upset with, and I think if there was something really, Rand Paul would have said it. I'm not upset with the coming out of Syria. And I've said, hey, why are we, we just had the 4 killed in Afghanistan here 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3. I'm not upset. Here's the one thing I want to say. I want to move off the subject. But here's the one thing I want to say. I find it interesting. Now take the optics. When I say the optics, I find it interesting of how the media and all Republicans and Democrats are going crazy. We're in Washington, D.C., worried that some of the defense contractors they promised would have deals.
Yep.
Right? I'm a little worried that them all going nuts over Syria for 2,000 troops, but to send 2,000 of our own troops to our own border was a different story.
Big, horrible, hairy
right?
deal, yes. And it's expensive.
Right?
These
exactly.
people are being paid every month. Anyway.
I knew.
Anyway.
I was like, when I knew this was coming.
I mean,
it's all of the stuff that we're talking about is inside.
But that's our border.
40 square miles. It's inside the Beltway.
Right. That's our.
People don't give a darn about it when they get outside the
Beltway.
Because they lost
want the borders
house.
protected.
Everybody throws stuff at the president, and he's just like, fine. He's got the magic
I love
bracelet
a friend of mine that's on the radio over in Athens every morning. He posted this morning. Tim, way to go. He posted. He said, "It's been proven the Democrats do not want to fund the wall in fear it won't work. They don't want to fund it in fear it will work."
Absolutely.
And that's the bottom line. So I agree 100%. They went nuts over 2,000 troops. And remember what it was is we're sending them there away from their families during Christmas.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
And everything like that, right? And we're taking families away from these people away from their families at Christmas. Look what it cost, 2,000 troops. Now, we're over in Syria.
Yeah, we don't care about the Syrian, the troops that are over in
Syria. Right? We have 2,000 people that may come home close to Christmas or around Christmas, start getting home. Really the other day, the optics, yes, I'm not against this president of the United States. The other day, actually, if it was Barack Obama, I did this on the show the other day. I said, if Barack Obama would have done this, the caption, and what I do in the mornings is I will screenshot CNN's and MSNBC's caption at the bottom or their tags at the bottom of the screen, and I read those, out loud. Now, if it had been 4 days before Christmas and it would be Obama, CNN would have said, Obama's Christmas gift to soldiers is coming home. Would be, you know, right? That would have been the
When you
record.
said that they would have done that, they already have done it.
Oh, yeah.
When he pulled the troops out last time, there was crickets.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
but
don't
what I'm
say
saying, no,
anything.
what
There's a history
what I'm
there.
saying is the caption underneath would Christmas for
Yeah.
for soldiers is getting to come home. Big deal. It was a Christmas present. The other day, Donald Trump thought he gave 2,000 soldiers and their families a Christmas present, and people went nuts. Okay, shut down.
My the best scene of the week. I keep going back in my mind's eye. I keep seeing that scene in the room with Schumer and with Pelosi and with the president and with Pence, and Nancy's going, Mr. President, you don't have the votes. You don't have the votes. What is she saying today? Mr. President, oh my God, you do have the votes.
You know what's funny with you guys? Now, I thought, you know, I was hoping Bruce and Jane could be here. But I actually run through my mind all the scenarios of this show and wonder who will do the you don't have the votes. Now, will Candace do the you don't have the vote? Will she do the mimic the you don't have the votes? Will Rick do it? Will
Mr.
Bruce?
President,
So you got that one.
You don't have the votes.
You got to be straight, sir. You don't have the votes. You try it. You don't even. Well, you do have the votes.
Read my lips, Nancy. He's got the votes.
Okay, in the same subject. So in the same subject, let's talk government shutdown. And I am going to read yours out loud, but because I chop it up, I'm going to give it to Rick in a minute. You know who you are out there. You sent me an email and you begged me read this out loud. So we're going to read this out loud. Rick's going to do it in a minute. Yeah, you can handle that. Okay, you got the glasses and everything. So Kennedy, that's my man from Louisiana. So they always stop. You ever notice they always stop him at the brick wall down there in the bottom there? Kennedy said, "The man's." This is my line. The man's more serious than 4 heart attacks and a stroke. Right? Remember?
That's right.
This is what he said.
That's
He
right.
said, if I was playing poker, the man's more serious than 4 heart attacks and a stroke. That is my line. That guy always gives me lines. I love it all year long. He is. So, Eddie had 4 heart attacks and a stroke. President said he would not sign that. Okay. Now, here's my question. I want to clear something up for the audience. If you first and you second. If the Senate would assent, okay, we just talked about all your support for the President of the United States. If the Senate would assent what they did over, which now we know we have a bigger problem in the Senate than we thought, okay, they assent. Schumer doesn't run the Senate, but they sent it over. If the House would have passed exactly what the Senate sent and sent it to the President's desk and he would have signed it, how would you have felt about Donald Trump then as his supporter?
I would have been extremely disappointed. But I can tell you honestly, my wife and I have had this conversation. She thought he was going to sign it, and we kept hearkening back to the omnibus bill when he said, you know,
March 23rd, don't send it again.
Don't send me this
another
stuff
one.
again.
March 23rd, right.
And I just felt in my heart of hearts that he is not going to let his base down and go back on his word and cave.
What did he? What did you? So what if he would have? Let's hypothetical. What if he would have?
My wife said she would have just not supported him.
That scared the hell out of me because I knew that was coming.
Me too.
What about you?
Well, I would have been horribly disappointed, and I would have wondered why, because this is a man that he says, I'm going to do it, he does it. You get in my way, I'll knock you down, but I'm going to do it. And if he had signed it, I knew he wouldn't, though, because he said, hey, I'll take it, I'll do it, I don't mind, shut her down. So to me, that was the greatest thing I've ever heard, because we've had the wussy Paul Ryan saying, well, we're going to do this and that, and then he's over here signing
Just
stuff
had my
and
Doc Whaley moment.
putting money in his pocket, I'm sure. So, I mean, he is the Republican that we've all dreamed of. You know, he's like on the white horse saying, I'm going to do it, and by gosh, I mean it. So I knew he wouldn't say
All right,
it. If he had, I would have been horribly disappointed.
Okay, I'm going to say, well, one, right? We have we sent the House passed a bill last night. My understanding, I just want to check in case I have a text message. All right, the House passed a bill last night, adding $5.7 billion for border wall. Now it goes to the Senate. Republicans have control of the Senate. Mitch McConnell needs to do nuclear option, all right?
And we got two.
And he needs to do nuclear option and pass it. Now, let me just clear something up for everybody. One of the great things this high with this country now is we know they're lying. We can sort through, we can go through the internet. We don't have to wait for Chuck Todd, Chuck Schumer, Nancy Pelosi, ABC, CNN to lie to us anymore. We know. It's Friday, December 21st. Mm-hmm. The government runs out of proportion. See, they call it appropriations. Just a portion of the government runs out of money tonight. Now, if you work for the federal government and you get paid today's payday, you get your check. You get your check because it hasn't run out. It doesn't end till midnight tonight, right?
Correct.
All right, so you get your check. Guess what? If you get paid every 2 weeks, you get your check in 2 weeks, okay? If they go back. So all the lies of getting on the camera and taking people's payday right here at Christmas and doing this right before Christmas, it does not happen, folks. It will not happen. You with me? Biggest lie they're telling you. Mm-hmm. Okay. If
the public is finally figuring it out too. It's
yes,
not as big a deal as it was 10 years ago.
My opinion, there's two things. First of all, I have to say this. It pains me to say this. If Schumer would have sent over, because what him and McConnell put together, if they'd have done that in the House and sent it to the president's desk, and he signed it, and he even came out and said, well, I've had people tell me I can get it out of the military budget, he may have lost me.
He may have lost a lot of people.
May have lost me.
But you know what the most burning important thing is?
And the reason being is his word. There's times he speaks to us. He could speak to you too if you get on the train. But there's times he speaks to us. And when he said around March 23rd, don't send this again, I took him serious.
Yeah, he meant
absolutely.
Now they may not, but I took him serious out here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. I took him serious. Don't send it again. And I waited to see what again meant.
Mm-hmm. And they tried it again. The thing is that's important to our senators and our congressmen, it's Christmas next week, and they want to get something passed. That's why it's the best time to leverage against them, because they want to go home.
No, they kept saying the Senate put something together that we can avoid a shutdown. No, damn it, you avoid a deer in the road.
Exactly.
You didn't avoid nothing.
You
got to go home.
Can down,
all right. No, I said to myself, no bad words. It's Christmas. Okay, so here's my other question. I had one, I lost it. So it's going back over to the president now. Ready? You ready? This is rolling the dice. You ready?
Coming out.
You ready? This for you. This timing's everything.
Okay.
Is Rush running the country?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I like him.
Mm-hmm. Running the country.
He's the man, the myth, the legend.
He's the one that's got his pulse on the nation.
It's not whether it's not whether you want to hear it or not. The guy goes to the White. Was it Tuesday night? Right? Goes to the White House. Mr. President, shut it down. You'll be okay. Come to Mar-a-Lago, play golf, and I'll meet you on the first tee. I'll meet you on the first tee if you want to play.
Well,
right?
You know
shut it down. We'll play golf together. I'll meet you over. Right?
Yeah.
And
but he told him that Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
What did Trump do yesterday?
Get her done.
Trump said, I'll shut it down.
That's right.
My opinion is, and I'm not saying I'm against it, my opinion is Russia's running the country. When I say that, I say he's making a lot of big decisions.
Well, he's got a great platform. That's what my husband's like. I've been saying that for years and years, and nobody's listening. I'm like, honey, you don't have a platform. Here's the thing. Rush has the platform.
He does. You got to humble yourself, say the guy's got the platform, because yesterday, when Trump made the decision, he got word to who?
To Rush.
Got word to Rush.
That's right.
To get it out.
Well, you got a few supporters is what he's got, and he has to stick with he has to dance with the one that brought him to the party, because that's how he gets it done, because the other media is not going to tell you a thing that he's done right.
We got two things to do.
What am I reading?
Next 10, 12 minutes. First, This is from our good friend. You know this person. I just don't have glasses, and I will probably get and keep your thumb on the screen so it won't go down. So you can
keep my thumb on the pulse.
So read that real quick. You can give the name if you want. She wouldn't care.
Oh, this is my good friend Joanne. All right, keeping my thumb on the pulse. If MSM didn't keep harping on it, no one would know there was a shutdown. If they shut down tonight, it's the Christmas holiday. Almost all of Washington, D.C. has already left for the holidays. They're all on leave. I used to work for the government in D.C., and it's a ghost town this time of the year, just like across the country. The government used to shut down almost every year at budget approval time, and we just went to work anyway. It's only a big deal to the mainstream media. When the government starts up again, which I think is a valid assumption, everyone will get paid. So everyone goes to work as normal. There is no worry about getting paid.
Thank you, Joey. Yeah, we got it. Yes.
Merry Christmas, Joey.
You've not met Joey. We'll have to introduce you to Joey. Okay, Merry Christmas, Joey. It is now time. There's two things I want to do. I want your year-end winners and losers.
This is loser and winner of the year.
Yeah, of the year.
And
then we're going to tell our Christmas story.
Drum roll.
Okay. Drum roll. Rick, who wants to go first?
Well, let me give you Bruce's real quickly.
By proxy. Yes. Bruce cannot be here, but he mailed it in. You ever hear the mail it in? We have the definition for you right now.
I'll give you Bruce's loser first. Loser of the year could have been hurricane or fire victims in a human sense, but the best of the worst has to be the citizens of California. Get rid of government moonbeam and get a more leftist Gavin Newsom. Highest gas prices in the U.S. Pension crisis growing worse and never addressed. Bullet train to nowhere in Central Valley and way over budget for simple first phase. One of the highest combined Fed and state income taxes and losing property tax write-off this year. State legislature is dominated by Dems. Taxed your texts failed, but you can see where they want to go. Why does anybody want to stay there? Bruce's winner of the year, the common sense conservative American majority that prevailed and got Brett Kavanaugh confirmed as Supreme Court Justice. Payoff is yet to come.
Those are excellent.
Right. Now, moving right along to yours. You want yours?
You go.
Okay. There's different kinds of losers. There's the loser type.
I got that. Hey, I like that.
And then there's losers
because
who
you're
actually
hitting
lose.
on mine.
That's
okay.
right. The losers in this form are Paul Ryan, all the rhinos, all the Democrats, all the people who are up there making fun of people and thinking that they're all elite. They're the losers. Now, the main loser and the one that I feel the worst and most sorry for is Michael Flynn. He's given his whole life to service of his country. He was set up, and it was pretty much obvious that he was set up. He goes to the judge to talk about the setup, and the judge serves him a plate of poop that he has to sit there and take, that he's a treasonous person, that he's betrayed his country. That is the worst thing. Not only did you lose all your material possessions practically, you've got somebody sitting there higher holy than thou telling you what you've done when he's never even been in the battlefield. He's never served his country as far as in a military position. He's the biggest loser, and God bless him. I feel so sorry for him. That's the loser. Now, the winners, I think I have to agree with Bruce that it is in the minor winners is the conservative American. I think that we finally have a champion. But the biggest winner, the one who has shown the most grace under fire, would have to be Melania Trump. She's beautiful. She's rich on her own. She didn't marry Donald Trump to get rich. She was already rich. She's a model. She has class. She has grace. And just like in high school, when the mean girls start talking about her, she's like, okay, that's fine. And she goes on. She's got beautiful taste in White House decorations, beautiful taste in photographs. I noticed Vogue had stabbed her a few times about the picture because her and her husband were holding hands and looked happy. Oh my God, people, get a life.
I have accidentally seen Bill hug Hillary
That was an accident.
Right.
Yes, but
I didn't mean to interrupt you. My deal
but
is not to interrupt, but
she's beautiful and she's classy, and they don't ruffle her feathers. She might get upset, but they don't appear in public to ruffle her feathers at all. That's my win.
I almost felt like bursting into song Tom Jones. She's a lady.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's
Rick.
talking about.
What's new, pussycat?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. No, I shouldn't. I didn't say Tom Jones.
The lights are on, but you're not home.
Yeah, why do I
Tom
get in
Jones.
trouble? I did not do. My Tom Jones. Go ahead.
Okay, my loser. And by the way, my loser, I pared all these losers down and I kind of put them in order 3, 2, 1. Mueller was number 3. Swept 17,000 emails and texts from Strzok and Page. Strzok. Wasted $30 million of taxpayers' money on a witch hunt. Hired all Democrat lawyers in a nonpartisan event. Comey was number 2, and I'm trying to go fast. Serial leaker. Stole government documents, lied to Congress, prepared Hillary's exoneration before an investigation, and on and on and on. My number 1 loser, and I know I'm going to probably get some flack for this, but it's going to be Jeff Beauregard Sessions. This guy was on the Trump train from day one. However, the day that he recused himself is the day that we went right in the tank. Mm-hmm. Keep in mind, folks, if this guy hadn't recused himself, he could have stopped this Mueller investigation. He could have kept Rosenstein in check. But no, he recused himself, so Rosenstein takes over, the deep state is on the stage, they appoint special counsel, and the rest is history. He's the loser because he could have stepped up and controlled the whole thing.
This kind of loser.
Where's your winners?
My winner.
I like a guy writes it down.
My winner. My number 3 winner was obviously speaks for itself, Trump. He's weathered an enormous storm, and he's done a whole lot in 2 years. My winner, and I'm going to go back to my second choice because I'm going to highlight some of the things that he's done. My winner was also Melania Trump.
Hey, great minds think alike.
Melania Trump. Mm-hmm. And you gave all the reasons. Priorities, family, personal health, role as a first lady, stand by your man. Her traits, loyalty, grace, elegance under fire, intellect, her instincts, she lives her embodiment of be best.
That's right.
Okay, my number 2, and it was a close choice. My number 2 is who Nikki Haley referred to as the quiet genius, and that's Jared Kushner. Jared Kushner, behind the scenes, has been the architect of USMCA, which is the replacement for NAFTA.
Mm-hmm. And he got that award from the president of Mexico.
Exactly.
They didn't even talk about that.
He orchestrated the Young Black Leadership Summit. He was the guy behind, for the last 2 years, prison reform.
Absolutely.
Keeping in mind that 8 years previous to that, they couldn't get squat done. He is the orchestrator of the World Cup coming to the U.S. in 2026, Summer Olympics in 2028, the move to Jerusalem as the capital, and he continues to work on peace in the Middle East. This guy has done so much in 2 years.
For no pay.
That he could have easily gotten my winner of the year. But
let me say this respectfully. You did an outstanding job, but when somebody hits it out of the park, they hit it out of the park. Rick, you hit it out of the park.
That's true.
You hit it out of the park.
He had his written down.
You hit it right. Exactly. You hit it right out of the park.
Thank you.
Now, I want to just explain this. So when the screaming starts, I know me, always leave it to me to say something. But I want you to understand something. I support the President of the United States. I study politics. I enjoy to study politics, and I watch campaigns. Since I was 5 years old, no jokes, I have watched political campaigns. Bottom line, family grew up in it. So I watch political campaigns to see how they are run and see if they achieve the mission. Okay? That's the bottom line. Stay with that. So I'm not telling you I don't support. You hit a home run because there's your loser and then your loser. Okay? So, my loser of the year is just that, as blanket as can be, is the Republican Party. Now, although they had the votes last night and they've sent this to the president, they had the votes for 2 years. They had the votes every chance. They've always had the votes. So don't get excited last night that the Republicans showed up with some votes. They've always had those votes, folks. They're nothing new there. Now, studying politics, I go back all the way to Newt Gingrich and his contract with America. Remember that on the steps? I maybe should get in something else to do if I remember that. But I remember that on the steps of the Capitol, that big board with the contract with America. You remember that? And then what did we do, right? We gave the Senate, Republicans, to Dr. Frist, I think his name is, for the Senate. And we gave the House to Dennis Hastert, okay? And Dennis has a little problem, touchy-feely with wrestlers or whatever. Bada bing, bada boom, he went to prison, right? But what did they do? Republicans spent like drunken sailors, Fist and Hastert, right? And I said, I did not have a show at the time, but I said to everybody, okay, the Democrats got the House back. I said, if the Republicans ever get it back, will they act like Frist and Hastert? Or will they actually keep their word? So to me, I'm really wondering, what will the Republicans say to you to get you or lead you to believe they should get the House back? What next? Defund Planned Parenthood? Oh, they get hot, they get mad. So the Republicans are my loser, period. Watch out, you're going to get, this is going to upset a lot of people. My winner of the year, okay, is Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is my winner of the year. Nancy Pelosi had the gavel, lost the gavel. You're going to wake up in 2 weeks, she got the gavel again. Nancy Pelosi put a plan in place with the DCCC, and if you don't know what the DCCC is, you need to look it up. She put a plan in place. She got the media to tell everybody they wouldn't vote for her for Speaker of the House. Biggest setup in the world. Biggest setup in the world. Nancy Pelosi won. Won, folks. Now, I know you're upset, but if you're going to look at who did not achieve the mission, they're leaving. And who achieved the mission? Nancy Pelosi. Simple enough. So it's not a winner. Do you kind of understand where I'm going?
It doesn't matter if you like them or not.
Exactly.
It's that, did you get the job done?
The mission, did you complete it? Nancy Pelosi will be Speaker of the House in 2 weeks, period. I know that was tough. I had to get it out. Okay, and I know a lot of my friends, you just made Republicans winners and Democrats losers. I'm sorry. Now, that being said, now it's time to switch over to good news because we're running late.
Let's have some fun.
Okay. Christmas stories. Favorite.
Me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. In 1970, I proposed to my wife, who was a senior in college. 1971, we got married. We've been married for 47 years. I'll never forget the night that we had, over Christmas time, we had a party at my wife's house given by her parents, and it was an engagement party. Okay? The whole house is decorated. The Christmas tree is up in the big bay window in the living room. All the relatives were in for the holidays. My parents were there. My brother was there. Cindy's folks were giving it, and everybody was feeling no pain. And Cindy's dad, who has since departed and just a wonderful human being, I'll never forget this. He stood up. He switched over in the summer from gin and tonics to old fashions, so they were into the old fashions. And he stood up with his old fashioned. And it reminded me of Clark Griswold, but he stood up to give us this big toast, and he went, "Let's all toast to my new son-in-law and to my daughter, the bride to be. Here, here." And with that, he went ass over tea kettle into the Christmas tree. The Christmas tree went down, and it started sparking. That is a crock. I swear to God. He went into the Christmas tree. The old-fashioned went flying, and everybody's going, "Oh my God, is he hurt?" No, he wasn't hurt. He laid on the floor and continued the toast with the Christmas tree sparking in the background. Anyway,
there you go.
That's one of the funniest stories I can remember.
That was great.
That's really hard to follow. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I was a sophomore in high school, and I was dating my husband that I'm married to right now, and he had gone to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, to go back into the Army after he graduated from AB Tech in Asheville. And I was waiting at home, and he came back during Christmas, and I remember seeing him come back walking from in the airport towards me with all in green, with his green hat and his whole Army fatigues, carrying a huge duffel bag, and that was probably one of the best sights I had ever seen. And then he stayed with us for a couple of weeks, and we spent Christmas together and decorated the tree, and that was really nice. Then he had to go to Germany, and circumstances being what they were, we lost touch. So in 2014, I had started looking for him again because I thought, well, I just want to see if he's still okay, or if because I knew he had been in the military and all. So I did find him on a social media site. So I sent him a message, but he never went back on that site. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? So I look up his address on the internet, and I send him a card on December 1st. On December 3rd, he calls me, and on December 13th, he came back. He walked in my door and gave me the first kiss I'd had from him in 36 years. And it was the best Christmas, best kiss I ever had. And we've been together ever since.
No sound effects.
We got married in 2017, which was like 40 years later. And it's the best thing that ever happened for me, and hopefully for him. But those are my two Christmas memories that come together 36 years apart, but still same players.
Well, I'm going to say this. Thank you very much. Beautiful story. Always want to hear about that great kiss. Yeah, okay. Is this favorite Christmas stories, or do I feel like the guy, is it Chuck Woolery and I'm on Love Connection?
No,
right?
It's the Hallmark Channel.
Oh, Hallmark Channel. Oh, okay.
Oh, where can my baby?
All right, stop. My turn. Okay, we're running late. Let me say a couple things here, because we are running late. We got our pet of the week, and we got Jessi waiting. And I don't use this show as a platform. Now, it's a political segment, and Monday through Friday I do an opinion show. But what I try not to do is use this show as a platform, but 2 times a year, Easter and Christmas. So I don't use the show to discuss faith. So somehow my dad, this is a shout out to Dad and examples and things like that, but somehow my dad tricked me into believing from about the time I was 5 I was enjoying life if I was working. Okay, so he has had an amazing knack to make me believe my most favorite memory is working. But anyhow, we used to sell Christmas trees, okay, back in the old days. And I won't bore you, but every year we sold Christmas trees. We had the biggest Christmas tree lot in town, the only one, radio station come, all the above, okay? So we sold Christmas trees. So every Christmas season, it was a family thing. Everybody, aunts and uncles, setting up the Christmas tree lot, setting up the lights, setting up everything. Now, I got to work the cash register because the tree was 10, 15, 20, and 25. And actually, I did understand if you got 2 trees, one for 15 and one for 10, I can make change if you gave it to me. So I'm only 10 years old, and I was talked in. That was the great place to be, is take the money as it's coming through. I knew how to tie a tree down in your trunk or at the top of your roof of your car when I was 10 years old. But here's the point, okay? That was a great family time we all spent together. We worked very hard, but it was so enjoyable. And there was nothing like where I'm from of a Christmas tree lot, big Christmas tree lot with the old-fashioned lights strung through it that had snow coming down. You'd have snow coming, picture perfect, okay, Hallmark Channel. Snow coming down or whatever. So we're setting up the Christmas tree lot, and this is not Christmas Day. We're setting up the Christmas tree lot, and this is a very big, impressionable thing. And we're getting our sign for the highway, and the guy at that time, you don't do banners in an hour, all right? Now you can buy a banner in an hour. So the guy putting the banners that you're going to put up on the highway showed up, right? And at that time, you paid so much a letter, and they were very expensive. And he showed up, and he rolled out Xmas trees. Xmas trees. And my dad went off. And he was explaining to my dad that how much money he saved by taking Christ out on that banner. That all people needed to know, they'd see the trees, they'd see the X, and they'd see the trees and pull in. And as silly as it may sound to some of you out there, I'll never forget being 10 years old and him telling that guy to take that back, and he would have new banners out, and he would never take Christ out of Christmas. And I just remember that, and forever. So let me just say this, and I'll close. You know, one of the greetings we all have at this time of year when we bump into each other, we say hello, we say Merry Christmas, but what do we say? Are you ready for Christmas? Right? Are you ready for Christmas? Are you ready for Christmas? And what are the answers back? No, I'm not ready for Christmas. No, I'm never ready for Christmas. Oh, I can't get ready for Christmas. There's too much to do. And I understand why you give me that answer, but to me, when I say, are you ready for Christmas? You know, when you're a kid and you look out the window because you're looking out there and you're 9 years old and you're wanting to see if there really is something that flies across the stars, it's something that blinks in the front like Rudolph, and you hear sleigh bells and you hear a report that this guy's flying through there, that's great. But, you know, later in life, I'm just asking you to look out the window on Christmas Eve and see if Christ is coming Christmas morning. And be ready for Christmas. Really think about it. Are you ready for Christmas? Get ready for Christmas. We love you here. We thank you for watching every single week. Merry Christmas to you and your family. We're going to take a break, and we're going to have Jessi Barton, Senior Living, in next with her Christmas story. Yes, sir.
Can I just say a shout out to my friends that watch? A Merry Christmas real quickly. Shout out to Ross and his family in Atlanta, and Debbie and her family in Tampa.
Show his cookies.
Yeah, you got to do that.
What?
Ed Sullivan, or whatever.
Well, it was so kind. Lisa came in this morning and gave us a little gift of Christmas cookies, and I always think of this story about Ed Sullivan, who used to have a show. If anybody doesn't remember, Ed Sullivan Show, and every Sunday night at 7:00 we'd gather around for the Sullivan Show, and he'd have a group of people in the audience that he'd always recognize, and I'll never forget. When I saw these cookies, first thing that came into mind is Ed Sullivan standing up there and says, "We've got Girl Scout troop from New York, 363. Come on, girls, stand up and show us your cookies." And there you go.
And he meant
Merry Christmas. We love you. Jessi's up in just a minute.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Better days ahead.
The leaves aren't the only thing falling in Jasper. The prices are falling too at Days Chevrolet. Now during the model year end clearance, get huge savings up to $14,000 off Chevy Silverado Crew Cab and save up to $7,000 off new Chevy Cruze. The prices are falling on every 2018 Chevy in stock during the model year end clearance. Going on now at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where new Chevys always cost less.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Hey folks, we're back and we're at Circuit World here in Blue Ridge, and it's time for North Georgia Senior Living with Jessi Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall. You know, I've done this whole show without a computer today, and I'm just doing all these things by memory, and it's okay. It's working.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Jessica, all right. Anyhow,
you walked into that
it's
one.
It's a Christmas miracle. Okay, all right. This box holds 1,700 names. Now, about 10:05, we're going to take a break at 10. We're going to run 5 minutes late today on the show. Don't leave. If you hit like and shared on the Circuit World giveaway, there's 1,700 names in this box. At 10 o'clock, we're going to get them in here, and we're going to pull a name, and the winner gets a choice of a, I would take the TV, this 43-inch TV, or a Game Boy, or not Game Boy. What is it? Xbox, right? Oh, no, Xbox, sorry. Anyhow.
One
Jessi,
of those
how are you?
fancy gaming things.
Going good?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Now, I was thinking of last week, okay, and what was it? Neptune's Daughter? Is that what's the name of it? There's a movie from 1949.
Neptune's Daughter.
Neptune's Daughter. Go look it up.
Okay.
Okay. And in that movie, Red Skelton, which for you young people out there, Red Skelton's a very young Red Skelton's in that movie, and there's some beautiful ladies in that movie, and that's where they premiere. The premiere in a movie, Baby It's Cold Outside, is in that movie, 1949.
And I bet no one was offended.
No one was offended.
They probably loved it.
The guy sang it to the girl as well. I mean,
Yeah, they did two ways in the movie. One way, the guy's singing it to the girl, and then they clip to the other scene where the guy's wanting to leave, Red Skelton, and the girl's singing it to the guy. Yeah,
That's
it's in
like
1949, right?
That's like way ahead of their time.
Exactly. What's wrong with that? Now, I wanted to. I know we were going to talk about that. We're going to talk about some of the things that the whole world's all offended about. But I want to share this now. People don't know generationally. There's times when they find out new stuff about me. It's one of those times.
Well, I'm kind of impressed that you're wearing the light up necklace.
That was a gift.
That's pretty cool.
Somebody came in, put it around my neck, and it's been there for 2 hours. So anyhow, I will say this. So when it comes to Christmas songs, I like so many different artists, but my three favorite Christmas music artists are Andy Williams.
That's a good one.
Andy Williams.
Yeah.
I know.
Classic.
Bing Crosby.
Another classic.
Yep. And Elvis.
Elvis was at Cameron Hall last night. Just saying, we found him.
Nobody told me.
I know.
Did Elvis sing "Baby Santa Bring My Baby Back to Me"?
That I don't know. I had to scoot out early, so I didn't get to see Elvis, and I was really
I'd
heartbroken.
have been there. I could show up down there and do a "I'll have a blue Christmas without you."
We should take it on the road.
And there's one Mariah Carey I like. Oh, I didn't say that. Bring Me Back to Earth.
Oh.
One Mariah Carey song I like.
Which
but
is?
I forget which one she does. That's really good. What are your favorite Christmas songs? I know you said last week Silent Night, but
Silent
come on,
Night.
kick it up 2 notches.
So that's just a classic. I mean, that's just a...
Right.
It can be instrumental. It can be sung.
Okay.
It's just beautiful. But I kind of have to boogie a little bit when Rocking Around the Christmas Tree comes on.
Rocking around the Christmas
Little
tree.
classic fun there. Honestly, I am a huge Christmas music person. I actually started on the week before Thanksgiving this year.
You got to throw in Brenda Lee, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree."
And that's my mama's name too.
Is that? Yeah, Brenda Lee. You
Davis.
gotta throw Brenda Lee in "Rocking
Yeah.
Around the Christmas Tree," right?
And you have to
Rocking
flash back to
around
Home Alone.
the Christmas tree. Yes, Home Alone. Is that one of your favorite movies, Home Alone, the first one?
It was pretty fun, but I think it's interesting now. Google actually used Macaulay Culkin in a commercial this season, and he's aged, of course, and they redo some of the scenes, but he's using the Google Alexa or Google, whichever one is Google, but he's doing different things. The scene where he is shaving and he tells them to put aftershave on the shopping list. So interesting marketing there, because it's obviously aimed at the people who grew up watching it.
Okay, quick story. Now, you do know me well enough now that every single thing that somebody does could eventually end up in me having a story, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I have learned that quickly.
Okay, so remember in Home Alone when he turned the water on in the sink and stopped it up, and remember that? The sink was running and running, remember?
Yeah.
Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Really? Remember that?
I do.
Okay, at that time I was in the construction industry. And kids from that movie, we had all kinds of houses that were done, okay, in the subdivision. It was a subdivision of 300 houses. And there was probably about 100 or 50 houses that were done, finished, but nobody had moved in. And some kids had broken those houses. After that movie, they got that from that movie. They stopped the sinks up and turned them on. And the kitchen ceilings collapsed in brand new homes.
Those hoodlums.
At least 50. And we had to go repair all these.
So who's...
I don't know why I thought it. I'm just saying, I can't help that. If you come here and you talk long enough, you just have to know the danger that sooner or later a story's coming up.
Well,
I can't help that.
Who ended up having to pay for those repairs?
Don't remember. I was sent to repair them.
And that's
Ask no questions. But anyhow, that was actually a cause of a big problem. So Home Alone, I don't know why I went there.
But Home Alone is a good segue into senior living because we have so many people that are living home alone right now, thinking that being home is a good thing. But did you know that by moving into a senior community that people are leading longer, healthier lives versus just staying at home alone?
Well,
See, home alone?
Activity. And I'm going to tell you, and this is going right with Dr. Whaley every week, and especially this morning. Your life in activity is what increases. There's several things, but I'm safe to say, activity in your life increases the length of your life. It just does activity, and he reads that every week. So it is a time, we're talking about a movie, Home Alone, but it is a time when if you're out there and you're living by yourself and you're thinking, well, I would rather live by myself than to be in an assisted living situation, really, you may enjoy it more than you think.
I actually had somebody, the son and daughter-in-law came in, toured the building. They knew this was a good idea for Dad, but Dad wanted to stay home. They finally said, hey, we're just going to go have lunch. See what you think when the time comes. He moved in less than a week later. He was like, this is pretty good.
Okay, I want to go back to that, but I don't want to. And I didn't see a pet of the week. Maybe I didn't miss the note from somebody, but I haven't seen anybody come in. So maybe they are not able to be here today. I asked everybody, I want to talk more about Cameron Hall and our clothes, but I asked everybody to come and talk about, give us a Christmas story.
And I really have been thinking about this, and I have a bad memory. Like, my sister
Sister's a bad memory? That's terrible.
No, my sister has an amazing memory.
It's a joke. It's a joke. I have a bad memory.
It's
a joke. It's a joke out there if you're watching. It was a joke. It was a joke. Not wanting to cause anything. Not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent.
No ruckus caused? That wouldn't be any fun. But I was trying to think, is there any one Christmas that just stands out? And I think it's looking back more over the different traditions and the family get-togethers. And we had, getting to dress up as the angel in your school pageant. I got to play the angel, and I even had a little halo over my head. I know that's hard to believe, but
we'll go with it.
I was an angel at one point, and the Christmas pageants at school and church. But I also remember being able to go to my grandparents, and we had schedules. We had one grandparent at this time on Christmas Eve, one grandparent on Christmas Day at this time. But on Christmas Eve, my uncle would always run outside and say, I think I saw something red in the sky. And I remember just rushing out there to see that. And it was always so cool. And I still find myself, so when you were sharing your story, I still found myself looking up every now and then. And I think over the last couple of years, I've grown up a little bit more. And so while I do look to the sky for that Rudolph, I see the hope that's represented by our Christmas. So that's kind of my Christmas story.
I like that. And the only thing, it changes. I want to say I do love seeing the kids get their gifts, and they enjoy that. And I do love to see a little kid that's excited, that thinks that, they need to go to bed, and they need to go to bed. So I love all of that. They're just I guess there's a time. It's always time, but there's a time where, for me, I do enjoy a gift. I mean, I don't want to sound like that. I enjoy that, but that does not have the place anymore. And for me, that's happy. I love that box to open it up and see what's in it. But
Sure.
there was a time when that took a place.
Right.
But it doesn't
Right.
take that place anymore. It's enjoyable, but it doesn't take that place anymore. And so that's I think that's the only thing I was trying to say this morning. But Christmas, so you had a halo, you had a pageant. You better hang
Had
on.
my
to-
little wings.
Had your wings. Okay. You know what my favorite is when you go to the Christmas play and you got the whole thing, right? You got the whole manger scene, and you're at the church, and you got the 3-year-olds, and you're saying, what do we do with the 3-year-olds? So you dress them all up as sheep. Okay, you got 9 sheep. Everybody's got extra sheep, right, in the Christmas play,
Exactly.
right? So one of my favorite things is the Christmas sheep that runs off the stage to mom.
Yes.
That won't stay and runs off the stage.
There's
right?
always one.
There's always the little one. Or the one, this is the sheep, and it's 10 o'clock, so we're going to have to go to where they're waiting. But the sheep that's up on stage that's yelling, hey, Mommy, hi, Grandpa's out there. Hi, and
Yes,
quiet,
yes.
right?
But those are the best memories. And, you know, I appreciate what you said about the gifts, because we've been trying to, my mom is such a giver, and she wants everything to be perfect. And so I look back as an adult and I see what her and my dad did to make our Christmases. You know, they made sure that we had the clothes that we needed, the books that we wanted to read, the toys that we wanted to play with. And I can't help but appreciate that a little bit more now. But she still wants to do lots of gifts. And I think if I could encourage anything this time of year is spend the time with your loved ones. You know, yes, a gift has its place, but I think we put too much pressure on ourselves to find just the right gift, or, you know, and the gift of time is one of the most precious, and I see that with our seniors at Cameron Hall.
Listen, it's Jessi Barton, Community Relations Director at Cameron Hall, and I want to say right now, this is a time of the year, this next coming week, where family gets together. This is a time of year you start maybe talking about some things. Maybe this is the time that before everybody disperses, you want to talk to mom and dad, whatever, that changes or decisions are being made. And I'm going to tell you something, if you're thinking, if you're out there thinking assisted living or talking to mom or dad, I want you to get in touch with Jessi Barton. She will help you through it. She will help you discuss it, meet with you, talk to you, whatever, because that's what you do.
That's why I'm there.
Is help any way you can when it comes to that. Cameron Hall, if you're looking it up, Cameron Hall, Ella J, okay, Jessi Barton, Community Relations Director. And what is your, throw us an email, let's do your test. Email, phone number.
Email is jbarton, BARTON, at the number 5, SSL.com. And our number is 706-515-4100.
This is a lady you want to know, and she will help you any way she can. And Merry Christmas. We thank you very much for being here. It's an enjoyable show, but what makes the show is all of our guests on Friday, and we want to thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for having me. Merry Christmas, everybody.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, 1,700 names. So if you tuned in at 10, we're blasting out now. In about 4 minutes, we're going to pull a name out of this box. Take us to break.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and LJ, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Hey folks, we're back and we're at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Don't forget Circuit World in Blue Ridge. Now here's my test. I think it's only fair that now that I have upper management with me, Jamie, yeah, upper management, and management and upper management or
complaint department.
Yeah. Complaint department.
That's it.
So I've got Jeremy and Jamie, but now I think I should have to pass the test. Circuit World of LJ, Circuit World of Blue Ridge, Circuit World of Blairsville, Circuit World of Murphy, and Circuit World of Franklin.
That's correct.
Did I pass?
Good job.
Okay. But this location here, Blue Ridge, we asked you. You know, next year I want the turning thing. I know I'm hard to get along, but I want the spinning thing in the barrel. I want to be able.
I'll
you got
see
that?
what we can do.
See what you can do next year. But we have this beautiful box. Before Jamie pulls a name, 2 weeks ago we asked you. We said you would have a choice of this beautiful LG 43-inch TV or an Xbox. Now, me, I picked the TV. I have to say, I picked the TV, but just saying. Anyhow, Xbox TV, your choice, the winner. All you had to do was go on Facebook, find Circuit World of Blue Ridge Facebook page, hit like and share it. Now, a couple weeks ago when you did this, the one question I had before we poll, when we were all talking and you brought this up and said you wanted to do this and we said, hey, let's do it, let's make it happen. Did you expect 1,700 names?
No.
Didn't?
Not at all.
It's absolutely amazing. We're definitely thankful for everybody that's
liked
and shared, and we're thankful for everybody that has done business with us over the years, for sure.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is exciting because we were talking about it on a Friday morning just like this 2 weeks ago. What do you think? Will it work? And, hey, put it together, and we'll all start sharing it and blasting it out, and it took off. So right now we're going to ask Jamie, the general manager here at Circuit World, to reach in there and get one name, and he's going to give it to Jeremy. Yeah, that's how it works. If you ever watch the Oscar shows, you get the envelope and open it, but this person, so go ahead, you're the one.
Paper cut.
All right, it looks like the winner will be Melanie Stiles.
Melanie Stiles, you are the winner.
Good job, Melanie.
Come on down. Oh, you're not in the audience. Okay, I wanted to run down to the audience, but Melanie Stiles, right?
Yes, sir.
Melanie Stiles, congratulations. You hit like, You hit share, your name went in the box, and you now have a choice of this 43-inch TV for Christmas or an Xbox. So just contact Circuit World of Blue Ridge, and they'll make arrangements for you. You pick up the prize, all right?
Absolutely.
Okay, now, you know me well enough. I got to put you on the spot.
Uh-oh.
January, I want a new prize.
January.
We're going to figure out a new one. You got it?
We'll try our best.
All right, we're going to figure out something. I'm just putting them on the spot because we just can't quit now. This was so successful. We can't quit now. I'm your host, BKP. Merry Christmas from Circuit World and everyone from Fetcher News and FYN TV. And congratulations. What's that young
Melanie Stiles.
Melanie Stiles. Take us out of here, Josh.